Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Look at this. Oh, where are they? There's two of them there. And then I saw the other big guy not far away. But the little guys are really starting to get big. I'm on vacation. It's the morning. Oh, yeah. The other one. Oh, there it is, right in the middle. You can see a little bit of yellow there with the black. I was just reading something from Aquascape. Now, we're at the time of year with the pond. Things are starting to die. There's leaves on the ground, which I gotta clean. Now that I'm on vacay, I'm even gonna see, this is head level here. Just gotta trim it. Normally I gotta trim it long before this, but it's been so dry. Here, while I talk, let's feed these bad boys. So what they're saying is you gotta control, oh, look at that. You gotta control the debris. That's a big one. And all the muck at the bottom. So I haven't been in there. So what they're suggesting, all the lily pads that are yellow. Oh my God. You know, she's right by my skimmer, which I absolutely hate. I don't like it, one bit. But I love that the frog comes all the way out here. I'm not gonna scare her, but I really don't want that. I think she knows. Well, the lily pad's right in the corner, and I have no others right on the side. So that lily pad is actually, when I built the pond, I made a divot, and it's been there the whole time. I don't think it's grown much, but it's just like this one right here. These guys, I did the same thing. Okay, so to finish, they say cut out all the yellow stuff, which I try to do on a regular basis, but look at this. It is enormous. So there's that, and then there's the sludge in the bottom. And then there's also maintaining all the debris around. So they say have a net for the leaves. So last year was actually the one time where I had the least amount of leaves. Just because of this. All the maple leaves basically didn't get in. These ones, the willows, that's another story. So I just got to manage that. I need to be better at it. It's starting to get cooler. So they're saying anytime the temperature, and I don't know if this is on. It's not on. I'm going to actually turn this on. So because I left the power heads, the transformers under here, and whenever it rains, it trips the breaker, which I also need to fix. So they tell you have good water flow, because with the colder weather and warmer weather, it's just they need more oxygen. So my power heads are not on, so they're part of the transformer. Oh, my son was saying there's a brown fish, and look, he says there's a goldfish, and I don't think he's wrong. Right there. It is a goldfish. Right there. That brown fish right in the middle. Little one. Man, these kids have eyes like you wouldn't believe. Huh. He was right. So, Back to the debris. So I just got to manage, and now because I have literally, like, I have the most lily pads I've ever had. Like, they say you should have about 50% of your pond covered. I'm close now. Actually, I think I do, just based off of all the greenery on the sides, the cattails, the cannas, and then all these lily pads. Yeah, there it is. It's 100% a goldfish. How? How? Like, I haven't had straight up brown goldfish in here in like so long. So last year, actually in the spring, I found one. And I ended up putting it in my son's fish tank. The fact there's another one blows my mind. Now, they're brown now, but what happens is they also change color. So, we have this flower that, before I left, was still there. I think there's another flower here. But yeah, I need to, what I also want to do is go in, clean those up, and then I want to add fertilizer tabs. Now they're also saying control the like algae blooms and whatnot. Look at them. Now that's amazing. I leave and they just go crazy. Okay, so back. So I need to control algae blooms with what would come with more debris in the pond. So yeah, these are all yellow. Actually, I think they really just need some fertilizer. So we're gonna go in today, I think, and we're gonna manage this. I think it's a good idea to do that. Even though I have a feeling it is going to be frickin' cold. Cold, I tell you. This, it's about to bloom. This all needs to go. It just needs to be chopped. Look at all the seeds. And I don't care if this spreads. This is just really nice, actually. We have these ladybug thingies. They're actually oh my god, they're everywhere on this thing. And they bite. So I gotta get rid of that. I don't need that. And then we just straight up need some heat. So it's supposed to be warm this week. So we're gonna go in, do some trimming. I think that's important. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. I gotta take this out or try and get it to work because it's not working. Actually, that one's on right now. It's on. Huh. It's just not bright. Weird. All right. We're gonna do that now. Guys, I also, look at these guys, wanted to tell you we hit 40,000 subscribers. Yeah. How amazing is that? All right. I forgot that the plug for the transformer is literally right here. So, there. All of a sudden they're like, oh, it's working. It just kind of spices things up for them. They really enjoy this corner with this, with the pump right here. They just come and it's almost, I would say it's almost like a massage for them. And you can see already the leaves of the water lilies are kind of moving, which also isn't really the greatest spot for them. So I might have to like move this. But back to the temperature. All right, so it's 63.5, or that's 17.5 degrees Celsius. So yeah, at 60, they say you're supposed to give them cold water food. So we're gonna monitor all this. That's another thing I actually didn't do last year, was the cold water food. So that could have led, it just like, it's easier on their stomachs once they start to slow down. So that's something I got to look at better this year. And that could have added to all the parasites and all that. So you got to live and learn from what I did. All right, folks. Before I go in, I had a peach. So they say peaches in small doses. I've never given them. So you have to remove the pit, obviously. And I have some blueberries there. So why don't we just give them this and see. They say cut them in small pieces. The nice thing about, they won't know. They're like, ooh, what the heck? They're just gonna eat them, and they're supposed to be a small treat. So I was like, oh, I'll try it. And you know what's nice? I still have some left. Is I can leave them, and I know for a fact these fish, a few are gonna like it, a few aren't probably, and they're just gonna come back and go to town. So they're really good. These guys are like bottom feeders, so they're just gonna come back after and eat them. So I'm not too worried about leaving debris, but all right, we're gonna go in the pond very shortly. Okay, so one of the first things I think I'm gonna do before I even start scooping the sludge is I need to trim some of these. I need to trim all the dead stuff here. So I got my trusty pruners. There they are. So let's go. Okay, so took all these out. Haven't cleaned these ones yet, but if you can see, there's still like maybe a bit of yellow there. But overall, all of these are, for the most part, are pretty good. It's just the deep end. So I use this fertilizer. It's probably gonna be the last shot because we are September, for the plants. I haven't actually given them some in a while now. I bought a whole load of those in the spring. You get 18 spikes. I have just that left. So I've done all these. I'm gonna try and give them some spikes. It's difficult because they are so deep. I gotta basically go under the water. So, but other than that, like, I just gotta take the leaves out. That's my next thing. And then after, I'm gonna go and actually dig up all the poop. So this pink or red one, the nighttime one, has 2 flowers coming up. This has a whole load of them. There's a whole load here. It just seems like all the lily pads are a lot smaller. They ain't like that anymore for this purple tropical. So I think I'm gonna I gave it 4 spikes or 3. I might give it 1 or 2 more just to give it a last hurrah. Here we go. Okay. Wow. Talk about a long process. Sorry. I was in there. There's poop here. I moved and you're not going to be able to see it, but I moved the pot that was right up against here over to here. Notice there's barely any yellow. I ripped out a ton of these guys. Clean this up, clean that up. Those I didn't have to clean too much. I'm soaked. Took out a bunch of the poop. I actually put some more into the pots. Hoping they'll just, I found last time the plants really enjoyed that, so I did that. I didn't put any tabs over here. I did over here though. I was like because my new pump, and I pulled some of the weeds out of here, put some tabs in here. I also, no, I didn't put tabs here. I poured like some of the poop, just a little bit, The fish are gonna come in here and kind of stir it up anyways. Yeah, so I ended up pulling off this tube by accident. I had to get my wife to turn it off because it was blasting, but the pump was, that is. But yeah, so I cut all the Joe Pied here. It's all gone. It's all, actually, this is everything that was cut. All this. Tons of lily pads. Tons. But if they're like dying, all they're doing is taking nutrition from the actual plants themselves. So then the plants can focus on flowers. Let's go. Give me some flowers. Oh, I kind of scared this old girl here. She's just finding her spot. Spot is right here. Hold on, where is he? Oh, there he is. Boop. There's Spot. Just chilling out in the water irises. So it's all clean, or as clean as it's gonna get. I'm putting a little bit of water in, about 2 hours worth, just to get some flow. The drought isn't, well, I'm sure there's still a drought, but it has rained at least, so there's a little bit more water around. We need more though. So anyhow, look at all these soybean bugs there. They love these Joe Pieds. They look like ladybugs, but they ain't no ladybug. They bite. There she is right there. Bam. That's a girl. So hopefully in the next week or two, hopefully by I have an annual pig roast. It's going to be the 9th annual. So hopefully by then all this is grown over. I just want to kind of clean up and get things under control. The stuff that's not growing out of here. And yeah, actually, see, I didn't even, all the gladiolus, I didn't get them all. There's still some dead ones there. But for the most part, that's a beauty. So nice. All right, folks, remember, like and subscribe. Do it. Yes. Be one of the 40,000 plus subscribers. All right, folks, have yourselves an amazing, amazing day.